Hey guys, it's your best boxing friends. I'm your first best boxing friend, Kelsey. This is your second best boxing friend, Rachel. Rachel, why are you not their first best boxing friend?
I don't know, because you made up these arbitrary designations for us.
Hey, listen, Canelo Alvarez and Daniel Jacobs are fighting next in a meaningful middleweight fight. I'm excited about the fight. I want to hear what you think about the fight.
Well, yeah, I'm excited. One thing that Canelo's always done throughout his whole career is take on fights, Like in the best fights, it doesn't seem like he's concerned about losing he took on Floyd Mayweather really early on. And
Yeah, he was only 6 years old, it seems like, when he fought Floyd Mayweather.
Anyway, that's been something I've always enjoyed, and so we just got done talking about the heavyweight division and stuff, where it's like, you feel like fighters are like, well, maybe I'll milk my career out a little bit and do this, and I don't know if that's always the best way to live life, because you don't know what's coming around the corner, and so you should live in the present and do what you need to do, and Canelo, I appreciate that about Canelo. So yeah, I'm excited for the fight. And looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think Daniel Jacobs, I looked at the odds for this fight, and Canelo is a pretty big favorite, around minus 300, and Jacobs is plus 250. I think that, or somewhere around there. I like the fight. I think that it's going to be a competitive fight, and I think that Jacobs is a pretty live underdog when you consider that Jacobs is a larger fighter than Canelo Alvarez physically. You can see it when he stands next to each other. He's larger than Golovkin is, even. Yeah. He's a pure boxer, and when he fights at his very best, if he fights at his very best, he can really give Canelo problems. I haven't seen Jacobs at his very best in at least a couple of fights. I don't think he's still a very good fighter, but he hasn't really come in and just put it all together and been as great as maybe he can be. If that's the case, we're in for a heck of a fight, Rachel. Canelo is among the top 4 fighters in the world, according to Ring Magazine, on their pound-for-pound list. Do you know their pound-for-pound list by heart, Rachel?
No.
Would you like me to tell it to you?
Sure.
They've got Vasyl Lomachenko at 1, unified lightweight champion and multiple division champion. Number 2, Terence Crawford. He holds one of the alphabet titles at welterweight, but he was lineal champion at lightweight, lineal and undisputed junior welterweight champion. Number 3 is Canelo Alvarez. Number 4 is Alexander Usyk, the king of cruiserweights.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said it that way.
So for pound list, I'm pretty much like, I'm not a big fan.
You're over it.
Yeah, like it's not real, like whatever, right. And anybody can have their own way that they determine their pound for pound list. So you can say something, like when you say Lomachenko to me as number 1, I'm just like, ugh. But I don't know, maybe you're really good at analyzing fighters and how they fight, and you know that in 5 years from now, they're going to be amazing and have all the belts in whatever weight class they're in. Maybe you have the ability to do that.
Or maybe you're just really good at reading those top-ranked press releases.
But I know that not everybody's good at doing that, because lots of people are like, this guy's going to be amazing, and then he's not. Or how, like, I thought Canelo wasn't going to be that great.
Yeah.
And then he was.
Yeah.
So, that's that.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head as far as the pound-for-pound list. It's a silly thing, but it's a fun thing for a lot of people.
Yeah, if you want to just take, if you want to be like, okay, we can only use what they've actually done, then I think in that case, Loma can't be number 1, and it almost seems like it would have to be Canelo.
Right, I was going to say, that's the only way I like to make pound-for-pound lists, is most of the value on what they've actually accomplished, because it's the only real data that we have. Some people don't do it like that. Some people like it where, I'm just going to, if they were all the same size, then I'll do it. Whatever. I think the only real, if you're going to have a pound-for-pound list, it should be done this way. The people at the Transnational Boxing Rankings Board say that they try to do it that way. I like that. And I agree with you. If you do it that way, there's only a few names that you can put there. And I think that Canelo Alvarez is one of them. But I also think Terence Crawford is one of them as well, because of his historical feats at different weight classes and how dominant he's been. Lomachenko, I think there's an argument there because of, he has fought a really good list of fighters if you consider he's only fought a handful of fights over his professional career. But he hasn't accomplished yet, I don't think, what it takes to be number 1 pound for pound. And then Usyk, I love Alexander Usyk. I think that he's going to be, he could really be the next big thing. I'm so excited about seeing the heavyweight. He's accomplished a lot at cruiserweight. He's one of the, I guess there's 2 or 3 people that have been undisputed at cruiserweight. But still, let's see what it is at heavyweight before we anoint him number one. So for me, it's either Terrence Crawford or Canelo Alvarez. Rachel, I'm going to put you on the spot.
It's Canelo Alvarez.
It's Rachel's top. Now, is that because you're of Mexican descent?
No.
She's not. I am not. She's not. She gets this a lot, though. And we've got it a little bit in the comments, which is why I make the joke. Tell people what happens, like, sometimes when we go out to eat, and we go to a Mexican restaurant or something, and people try to speak to you in Spanish.
Well, it doesn't have to be a Mexican restaurant.
It can be anywhere.
In Texas, like, it would be any place. People talk to me, come up to me, and start speaking to me in Spanish. And so it's been as an employee. I used to work, a long time ago at Target, and I'm standing with my fellow, employee, and she actually is Hispanic and speaks Spanish, but the customer comes to me and starts speaking in Spanish, and I have no idea. I'm also not auditory. I'm not good with language, so I just don't know Spanish. So.
Yeah, one guy was like, "You should be ashamed of yourself."
When I was a waitress, I served some guy who started speaking to me in Spanish. He actually wasn't Hispanic, but Rachel, he thought I was, and he started speaking in Spanish, and I said, I don't speak Spanish, and then he told me I should be ashamed of myself.
And then we'll let you a little secret on Rachel's ethnicity. It's mysterious. So just to say that you think Canelo is number one, I'm going to say Terrence Crawford is number one.
Yeah.
And it's not because I'm partially black, because I'm not. It's because I'm so woke.
Okay.
Hey, you know what else is woke? You can be woke by I don't know what woke means. I just like the way it sounds. I know it's used out there in certain communities. I love the word. Keep using it. But also, if you want to, while you're using it, like, comment, and subscribe to our show. We want to take this tiny little sliver of let's call it heaven or utopia, and spread it into the world. And by liking, a comment, and subscribing, you help us grow. And in turn, you yourself will grow.